Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the video. We're going to be talking about IRONMAN Chattanooga, what you should be doing workload, training-wise, 2 weeks out from race day. And I'm Ryan, Triathlon.com, and we're going to jump right into the video talking about IRONMAN Chattanooga. As you can see in the background, September 25th of 2022. Making this video as of 2022, but the things I want to talk about are kind of pretty similar from year to year. The race course generally does not change. Still gonna have hills on the bike, still gonna have hills on the run. It could possibly be hot, it could possibly be cool. So those are the things you're gonna have to deal with for a race, but generally those stay the same every year as long as it is IRONMAN Chattanooga still. And with that, we're gonna jump into one of my plans that I have. It's a 24-week plan for intermediate athletes. This is a pre-made plan at Training Peaks. It's on their little marketplace, so you can buy it and use the plan. Also, this kind of is the general framework that I would use for maybe an intermediate athlete that I'm coaching one-on-one. I also have advanced plans. You can't really see them on the screen here, but I have advanced plans, beginner plans, but I like to show the kind of the in-betweener, just so you can kind of get a good gauge if you're either a beginner or an advanced athlete. Beginners have less intensity, less volume. Advanced athletes have more intensity, more volume. So just be ready for that. So 2 weeks out, what you should be getting into is the race prep area, kind of slash taper. I don't really do a true taper until you get the race week. To keep the race prep in there, to where you're doing the medium intensity workout, so it's kind of some zone 3 stuff and what people call the gray work, because you want to keep that fitness, you want to maintain that fitness that you've been working for all throughout your training cycle. That last build week crescendoed into the workload that you're doing, and you want to keep that fitness going into the race day, but you also want that fatigue to go down, and you want your recovery and rejuvenation to go back up. So a way to manage that is to reduce the workload, but still keep some work in there so you're not detraining. So it's not all just easy runs, easy rides, easy swims, and then just make it the race day and hopefully you can retain as much fitness as possible. It's kind of a nice balancing act of making sure you're doing some tempo work, making sure you are still doing some zone 2 work, and you're keeping those zones kind of where they should be and keeping them where they're at. You're not letting things slide off the radar, because the last thing you want to do is get in that build week, hit the last big build week, and you're just like, 100-mile ride, 20-mile run, I'm good. I'm just going to kind of coast it in and spitball it until race day. Definitely don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have a good plan going into race day. Basically, 2 weeks out, this plan for an intermediate athlete has about 9 hours, 9.5 hours. A week before that has about 12, 13 hours. So you're really at peak. Most of my plans, you're hitting about 19, 20 hours, and that's a couple weeks. So you're really reducing the workload and everything. You can see you got a 40-mile bike ride, a 7.5 or 8-mile run there the week before the race. You're doing a little bit of brick. You're doing some race pace, race efforts. You're not really out there. You're not doing thresholds. You're not doing super power intervals on the bike. 10x3. So you're really not stressing your system, because I've had 4x10s in there that you've been doing, and those should be really stressful. But you get to this point, you're really not doing that much. You shouldn't be doing that much hard work, because you don't want to damage the systems or have major recovery that needs to be done before race day, especially when you're looking 2 weeks out. So this is kind of where you're at. Like I said, the 65-mile bike ride, a 13-mile run, 40-mile bike ride, 8-mile run. So at this point in time, it's just like, you should be like, wow, this is like a lot less time. So with that time, hopefully you're using it for recovery, you're using it for massage therapy, you're rolling, you're foam rolling, you're sleeping in. You're using that time to your advantage. You're not trying to just fill it up with other busy work. I know that you might have been neglecting a few things over this amount of time. But now's not the time to start working on that renovation or redoing the bathroom, the bedroom, doing big yard projects. You definitely don't want to be doing any strength training at this point in time, because you don't want to be doing any microscopic damage to the muscle fibers. You want to be working on things that are helping you recover, keeping your fitness, and will get you ready for race day. So basically these last 2 weeks, tempo at best, not a huge amount of volume, and really not doing any strength specific training. Maybe work on some flexibility, doing some yoga, some stretching, that type of thing. So really, when you get this far out from race day, 2 weeks, there's really, you can go overboard and do detrimental activities that drain your fitness, or not drain, that drain your ability to recover. So you're adding fatigue, you're running into the situation where you might be overtrained running into race day. So whatever you do, don't get to that last week being like, I just don't know, am I ready for a 112-mile bike ride, and then go out and do it the week before the race, because that's going to cause you to have a situation where you're going to need recovery, and you're going to wipe out that week before. You're going to feel crummy, and going to race day, it's going to be kind of a rolling the dice how well you feel going into race day. So make sure that you adhere to your plan, you have a good plan, and you're not going out there, you're not being overtrained, and you're not going beyond your plan. And definitely don't just mail it in, being like, well, 40 miles, I'll just skip that, and I'll do a couple bike rides here and there. Definitely don't skip a bunch, because then your fitness will fall through the floor, and you'll come into a situation where you're not ready for race day. And once you get off that bike, 112 miles, 114 for Ironman Chattanooga, you're going to go into that 26.2 mile run, and you'll be like, I don't know about this. This is going to be kind of sketchy. So don't lose fitness. Don't gain too much fatigue. You want to shed as much fatigue as possible, and you also want to have as much recovery as possible. So as your goal, as you're running in 2 weeks out from race day here at Ironman Chattanooga. So hopefully this helped you out. If you're seeing it on Facebook, helped you out, give it a like. See it on YouTube, give it a like. Subscribe, hit the notification button, see future videos of Ironman Chattanooga or other tips that I'm doing for races or other races, and other tips in general for triathlon. So with that, I'm going to close it out. We'll see you in the next video. Happy training out there, and we'll see you at the finish line.